What's up, guys? All right, the intro's over. This is what we're looking at today. A couple new releases from Mini GT. These are actually both brand new castings, which is pretty hype. A couple McLarens. So you have the regular McLaren 750S in Amaranth Red. That is going to be number 775. And then the other new casting is the McLaren 750S Spider. So it has the open top. This one's going to be in Mantis green with the number 783. So we're nearing up on the 800s. I think we almost have pre-orders going into the thousands now. So it's crazy how many mini GTs they've put out over the past couple years. Even since I've started collecting, I think when I started collecting, we were in the 300s. So yeah, pretty wild where we're at. But yeah, let's go ahead and crack into these. We'll do this one first because I don't really like this one. I know that's kind of blunt. I'm just not a big fan of this car particularly. So we'll save the best for last because I really do like that red 750S. Well, if I can get the plastic off here. There we go. Throw that away. So here it is again, number 783. McLaren official licensed product, of course, TSM sticker. And then there is your information on the back. So let's see what we have. Oh my gosh, that was in there pretty tight. All right, so here's the car. So I will say the paint does look nice on this one. And I think I like this one a little bit more now that I have it in hand and I'm actually looking at it. But like I said, the green is really well done. It is kind of like a metallic color. So you do have some sparkling in there. Mantis green, it looks pretty good. It's a little bit more dull than what you see on camera. It shows up a lot brighter on camera. It's just how it is with certain colors, but it does look pretty good. And the overall casting of it does look pretty good as well, pretty accurate. So you've got these wheels with some silver detailing, kind of like a 5-spoke. I don't know, they're funky wheels, but they look kind of cool. But there's that. It looks like you might have a little McLaren badge in the center right there in silver. It's a little hard to make out, but I think it is there for what it's worth. So that is nice. You have a little vent down underneath right here, which is pretty cool. The panel lines and stuff going down the side of the car are actually pretty well done. You have a little bit of the 750S badging right there in silver, and then the S is in red. The mirrors on this one are going to be rubber, but these ones are pretty firm because they are paint matched with the body of the car. Then you also have this little like gap running down in there, which is nice because sometimes they actually do like a separate piece for this inside part of the casting, and they did all that in one cast. So that panel gap actually looks really nice. There's no ugly crevice down in there. It's just a little channel that goes back into these vents. So I like that. The interior isn't colored or anything, which is a little disappointing. It's all just black. Usually when they do these open top cars, they'll throw some like colored parts in here, but for some reason they decided not to do that with this one. So I don't really know why, but the windshield does look good. You still have the black kind of like outlining, and then where the rear view mirror goes has this little thing that comes down, which doesn't really make sense. Well, I mean, it's nice that they have that little black printing, but it doesn't make sense why they don't have a little rear view mirror because they have the little black part printed right there. So I don't know about that. That's kind of just like a pet peeve with Mini GT. That's not really this casting's fault. But you do have your McLaren badge right front and center in the hood. And then you also have these little air channels that are kind of outlined with some... Oh, maybe they're not outlined. But the way the lighting was, it looks like this one has a silver line going up, but it's actually just black. It's just the light reflecting off of it. So that's pretty nice. The headlights, you have your silver little line going down right here for your daytime running light, and then the bulbs are lensed off with acrylic. So that is nice, no complaints there. And then the whole housing is kind of painted in with black. So it looks pretty good. You have a little bit of a front lip down here. It looks like they kind of tried to do that in like a carbon fiber, which I will never complain about carbon fiber. So that's cool. Then you have a couple of vents down in here. I assume that feeds air into the wheel wells or something. Maybe it just comes back out the bottom. I don't know. But that looks pretty good. And then you do have a little bit of like venting right here, maybe done in black. So it looks pretty good. And then you also have this interesting little side piece right here as well. And this is the this is the type of panel gap thing I was kind of talking about, where you have this like real massive gap right here. That's what I was glad they didn't do in here. But this little panel doesn't look terrible. Not too bad. But you do have that little vent on the bottom right there again. Or maybe that's not a vent. Maybe it's just some black contour. I think that's a vent though. But going back to the rear of the car, you have your little engine cover right here. It has like some little black dots printed onto it to like simulate like mesh, which is fine. I don't think it looks too bad. The back glass for the car is kind of interesting though. Is that even glass? No, I don't even think that's glass. So these little parts that come up right here are glass, but this thing down here is actually just it's actually just like black, like gloss black. So yeah, those little tiny like windows behind the headrest are interesting. I don't know what purpose that serves. I guess this probably has a hard top that you can put down on it or something. I don't know a whole lot about how these like spider versions of supercars work, but I assume that's what that's for. You have some big vents down here as well. Well, those actually might not be vents. That actually might just be like a carbon fiber print. It's hard to tell though. I don't know what this is. But you do have your big rear wing right here. I think that's actually like an active wing, so it'll come up and down. But I think it's safe to say it's in the down position right now. I don't think it could get any lower than that. But on the back end, the taillights are they acrylic? I can't tell. No, they're just painted. So the taillights are painted, which I think is okay. It would have been nice to see an acrylic piece for that, because they have done skinny acrylic brake lights like that in the past, but just painted. And then you have your center exhaust piece right there, which looks nice. Some more meshing. You got the McLaren lettering right there in the center on that little green part. And then 750S on the white license plate. Then you have some auxiliary brake lights down here, a little bit more venting behind the wheels, and then a little bit of a rear diffuser. There's the bottom of it. It's got the flat plates like you would see on the real car. And it says 2023 McLaren 750 Spider used under license. So that is pretty cool. Overall, it's not a bad casting. I'm just not a big fan of like open top supercars. So not my favorite thing ever, but it definitely isn't a bad casting. So I definitely recommend picking it up. They did a really good job on it. So anyways, now we'll jump into this one. Again, this is number 775. This is just the regular 750S in Amaranth red. Of course, you have your licensing and whatnot. There's the information back there. So let's get this one cracked open. I'm a lot more excited for this one. I think they knocked this casting out of the park. They did a really nice job with it. I can't believe how long it took Mini GT to actually put out some more McLarens, aside from like the Artura. But they're here, and they're actually doing some Liberty Watch versions of this, I believe. Maybe that's the 720S. I can't remember. But all right, so here it is. So this one's in like a real dark, like candy red. Well, I guess candy red isn't dark. It's almost like a maroon, but it's a really nice metal flake color, nice and metallic-y. So really like that. It's going to be a pretty similar casting to this green one back here, but it will have some differences just because of the fact that it's not an open top. So you have the roof, which is done in carbon fiber, which is really nice. Then it looks like you have some carbon fiber running all the way down from this channel, which is pretty cool. More carbon fiber back right here, and you have like a little mesh venting area. The rear glass looks pretty good. And then you actually have these little vents on the hood look like they're filled in with like carbon. Maybe that's just like the vent printing, but it looks like carbon fiber to me. So I would assume that's what it is. And then you also have carbon fiber on these vents right here and on the lip right here again. And then I think that's all the carbon. Oh no, they actually did this whole back part in carbon too. So around the license plate and then also this big rear diffuser part. They did all that in carbon. Okay, but here's my questioning. If they did all that on carbon on this 650S or 750S, why did they not make all that stuff carbon on this one? They could have easily made the carbon go down here. They could have easily made this vent carbon. They could have easily made these vents on the hood carbon. So like, why didn't they do it on this one? They could have easily done the carbon on the back right here. That makes me like this one even less. But yeah, really well done on this one. I don't know why they didn't do it on the Spider, but yeah, I don't know. Other than that, it looks pretty much the same, except it does have different wheels, different wheel design. These ones are done in like a gunmetal gray. Look pretty good. My tire does have a little something wrong with it right there. But yeah, the wheels look really good. You can see the McLaren badge in the center a lot more clear on this one. But yeah, 750S badging in the same spot. You still have these same little body lines and stuff. Looks pretty good. Headlights are going to be the same. The mirrors are going to be the same. Also paint matched, which is nice. Wing looks to be the same as well. The rear end stuff should be pretty much the same. 2023 McLaren 750S used under license. So yeah, pretty much a lot of similarities. So I'm not going to go too into depth since we did that on the green one. But yeah, this one has a lot more carbon fiber work on it, which is amazing. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining about carbon fiber. I wish this one had the same sort of carbon fiber treatment as the red one. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe this one is just optioned without the carbon fiber, but still, I don't know. Maybe that actually is a McLaren thing, not a Mini DT thing. But I mean, I don't know. Why would you make some things carbon and some not? It's the same car, just one's the Spider. I don't know. That's my little rant, I guess. But yeah, this one's really well done. Really like that carbon on the roof. And it looks like looks like this might be like a new type of carbon from Mini DT. It's almost more on the gray side than like on the black side. So it looks really good though. I like it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys agree with me that the Spider's not as good or just not as good looking? I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down below. Got a lot more coming for you guys, so stay tuned and I'll catch you guys in the next video.